Hello, my name is Bill Jones. I've just launched a new website called Operation Official Misconduct.com. It's a new site. It's a sister site of another site that I have. And rather than write out something for an about page, I thought I would do a little video, tell you about me and tell you the initial focus of the site and how we're going to expand it. My name again is Bill Jones. I was born in the south side of Chicago in 1945 and lived in the Hyde Park neighborhood of Chicago for the first 12 years of my life, from 45 to 57. That neighborhood is a very famous neighborhood. It has been for a long time. The 1893 Columbian Exposition was in that neighborhood. The University of Chicago was in that neighborhood. The Manhattan Project was in that neighborhood. Milton Friedman was a professor there and got his Pulitzer Prize, or I guess it's the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Prize, Economics, and University of Chicago. It's also presently where the President of the United States has his residency. It's also the neighborhood he worked out of when he was a community activist, a black activist, a community organizer. Jesse Jackson lives in that neighborhood. Oprah Winfrey either does or did. She definitely did have a condo in that neighborhood for many years. I don't know if she still does or not. But it's pretty famous area, and that's where I grew up the first 12 years of my life. Then we moved out. We had to move out because of urban renewal. The people, the city of Chicago, the liberals on the University of Chicago didn't want us riffraff there, so they moved some of us out as they expanded and built some new buildings there. Some of the buildings had been there from the 1893 Exposition. They need to be replaced, but it was a good excuse to get rid of the riffraff. We moved out to Marquette Park area. In that area, a unique area, also known, where I lived at, was known as the Lithuanian Gold Coast. And so you had these Lithuanians, and at that time, up until relatively recently, Lithuania had been a client state, a satellite state, a communist state of the Soviet Union. They split off when the Soviet Union broke up. I also, about that time, I also had that influence, and I also read a book about the Hungarian Revolution, which occurred in 1956, and the brutality of the Soviets in their action, and how brutal Marxism can be, whether it be socialism, communism, progressivism, all the some classifications. When I was about 15 years old, when I read the book, that's when I became an anti-communist. At the time, I didn't realize that it was also meaning anti-socialist, anti-Marxist. I'm in third generation, I might add. My grandfather came to the United States. He came to Chicago. He arrived in Ellis Island on December 18, 1905. He came here because he was an anti-socialist, and there was a great deal of activity. I just found out recently, an activity, labor strife, riots, violence, labor violence in 1905 in Budapest. He was born in Austria, and he was a trades unionist man himself. He was a bricklayer, stonemason, and an anti-communist. He came and came to the United States. He was a builder, not a destroyer. So at 15, I became an anti-communist. A few years after that, about a year and a half after that, the family moved out, bought a house, moved out to the suburbs. Everybody was moving out to the suburbs then, a lot of people. And I went to high school the last 3 years of my high school out in the suburbs. And I had a wonderful teacher by the name of Ann O'Connor. She taught me a lot about communism too, and how rough it was and what have you. After I graduated from high school, I worked a couple of years in the workforce. Then I joined the Navy. It was getting very hot over there in Vietnam, and I'm not talking about the weather, of course. And I joined the United States Navy in 1965. I spent 4 years in the United States Navy, getting out in late 1969. Did one tour, Westpac, over in Tonkin Gulf in 1969. Then I come back and raising the family, working in the labor force, several different places, different jobs. And in the 90s, I decided I still had interest in politics and being an anti-Marxist. I decided to go back to college, and I received my Bachelor of Arts degree in August of 1994. I had majored in public administration, learned a great deal there. I had several pretty good professors. Some of them a little bit on the lefty side, if you know what I mean, but I still enjoyed them. They had their positions, their political positions, which is fine with me, and I understood that where they were coming from. I was coming from somewhere else, but I learned a great deal from them. I grasped a lot of the educational tools that they were showing me how to utilize to expand my horizons, my political horizons and thoughts. Since 1994, I have done independently my own research about all this. I had questions. I've always had questions. When I took the oath, when I went in the military, in the Navy, I took the oath. I was questioning. I never could understand what a domestic enemy was initially. Oh, I found out since then. I've looked at it since then. And a few years ago, I started up a website, recapturefederalism.com, and it's more of a educational type website, utilizing a blog as a medium to explain what I believe is misunderstood about the structure of the United States government. And the government, by the way, is the people. I push that more than anything else. The government's the people. It's not elected representatives. They are representatives. They're supposed to be doing representing the people, which they really represent their own two political parties. But that's that website. And I realized finally something needs to be done. What can be done? How can we do this? We have a problem. We have chaos in this country. Where's the chaos coming from? And it finally has developed within me what I believe to be some answers to and some solutions to the problems. Is it the only one? No, it won't be the only one. We need a lot of solutions. We have a lot of problems. We need to solve those core problems, and then the symptoms may go away. But you're not only going to solve them by solving the core problems. The Operation Official Misconduct regards the official misconduct. That's what the actions of our politicians are doing and our representatives. They're not doing a very good job, and they are their behavior is official misconduct. And that's what I want to address. That's how I want to address it. That's what I want to do, is come up with and have come up with strategies and tactics to do that. There's a lot of other strategies being done out there now, and this could dovetail into them. I know the Tea Party has a precinct captain program. Great idea. And we need that. And that's one way of getting to where we're at. My program is going to be a little bit on the opposite side of that. They're looking to have their people who are good friends of the Constitution elected to different positions. My strategy is to go after those in office that are committing crimes against the people and against the American human rights of the citizens of the United States. And that's what we're going to do. We'll be doing putting out some content, some ideas, some strategies, some tactics, how to go about doing this. And we will continue to do that. It's really a political reformation. That's what we're looking to do. That's what the Tea Party people are trying to do. That's what the other people are trying to do. That's what the NRA is trying to do. All these different organizations who are friends of the Constitution are working to bring order to our society and to have, in effect, the elected officials who are working with the consent of the people in conforming to the Constitution of the United States and the constitutions of the 50 states. So I've launched that. It's going to be based upon Dr. Martin Luther King's 4 strategies that he has utilized. It's one strategy with 4 phases. You can find that in Dr. Martin Luther King's letter from Birmingham jail. Those 4 strategies we'll get into in detail and as we move forward. So this will appear on the About page on Operation Official Misconduct. Operation Official Misconduct.com. Please join me. We'll have some information and maybe we can build some alliances. Thank you.